Hug.
So when it is all within ourselves, why should we bother about other people? Alright? So this is what one should remember. And Sahaja Yoga is not meant for people who are frivolous. It's not meant. It's not meant for people whose heart is not clean. It's not meant for people who just are selfish. Those who give to others only will rise. Before asking questions, you ask one question to yourself: what have I done about Sahaja Yoga? How many people I have given realization to? If you are the light, you have to give the light.
जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी को प्रणाम करके बंधन लेंगे। महामंत्र। हम सभी श्री माता जी की अमृत वाणी सुनते हुए ध्यान में जाएंगे।
Call also Kaushi and her husband will be, but more South Indians should be here. It's Kamala. You also come along here. You also come along. Sit down. Put your left hand towards me and right hand on the Mother Earth. Be good. Him his right hand towards me, left hand like this. Yours. Right hand towards me, left hand up. Right towards me, left. Now. You are all normal. Those who have right side problem should put right hand towards me and put left like that. Those who have left hand problem should put left hand towards me and right hand on the Mother Earth. That's all. Simple as that. It works out. And if both the hands are alright, you should keep both the hands towards me. That's how it will work out. So the right hand towards me for those who have right side problem. So, we have to understand now, unless and until the Sahajogis in Madras become established, we cannot achieve much results. That is one thing. This is the foundation. The foundation has to be very strong. Otherwise, we cannot save other people, because if we are ourselves not rooted down, we will ourselves get uprooted. So we should ourselves be in such a position that we become absolutely beyond catching, beyond any problems of that kind. Also in our thought we should be clear-cut. Otherwise we cannot get hold of others. Now, as you know for definite that there has been two types of people in God's seeking also. Those who are the people who say, go on asking questions, many questions, because they have been to other temples, this, that, this, why not this, why not, why not. For example, this gentleman may be like that. Are you asking questions? Too many questions? Yeah. Because you ask questions because you are very right-sided. But questions cannot answer. You have to grow into such. So tell your mind to keep quiet. You see, mind is also like a donkey. You must know how to control it. If you go behind the mind, then it will kick you. If you go in front of it, then it gives you its ear. You can hold it and do whatever you like. It sees your mind. So you don't try to play with words. Now try to grow. That is very important. Otherwise you cannot achieve anything neither here nor there. So if you find water in one place, in one well, then you must dig it in that place. If you go on digging everywhere, how will you have a well? So too many questions is not all right. And there are some people also who come to Sahaja. Maybe I don't know about you, what you do these days, but still the Kundalini is not sthira. The reason is, even now after this, if you are going to some other places, you will be catching, and you will be catching very badly. Because if you went now before me, you will see your Kundalini is not sthira. Now you have to make your Kundalini first of all sthira. Then you have to become in such a way that you become nirvichara. That's important, because only nirvichara your Kundalini grows. That is one point you must understand. Now to become nirvichara, you see there is a mantra, Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirvichara. But if you allow these vicharas to come all the time, if you start, oh, this thought is coming, I must meet that person, I must go there, then you say no, not this. Yan neti vachane nigomo avojus. Leave it, not that, not this, not this, not this. So Kundalini will stop your thought, no doubt about it. But first of all, you must see that both types of thoughts. One is a thought like questioning, another is a thought of attractions for other things. Like somebody is going now to say Tirupati. Tirupati is all right. Nothing wrong with Tirupati's first time. But when you go to Tirupati, what happens to you? When you go to Tirupati, there are all these horrible so-called Brahmins around. They'll put a tika on you. The atmosphere is not nice. The people are not religious actually. They are just trying to be funny. So when you go to Tirupati, it's best is that you first of all establish yourself and then go, then you will see the vibration. You'll be one with that. But without that, you see, it's still shaking, nah? Just see. Now put your hands with leisure, sit down. So allow yourself to be without thought. Now when you start doing that, see, the thought comes, then you should say, I forgive. That's the mantra for Agya. If you say, I forgive, it will go away. But people who feel tempted still to go to other places, do something else about it in the name of religion, must understand that they have to, first of all, cleanse themselves of that temptation. Because this body is always fighting the spirit. Alright? Fighting the spirit. So this body is used to certain things. It is used to certain ways. Now if I tell you an example, there's a Hatha Yogi. I told him, sit in a Sahaja position, it's a Sahajasana. But he will not, he'll take all that roundabout thing and sit down. He may stand on his head and do the dhyana. Even if you tell him, now you don't have to do it, suddenly you'll find him jumping on his head. I said, what's the matter? Now, there was one fellow who used to do like this in Delhi. I was quite worried about him. I said, let me see his vibration. Actually, he was possessed by a Hatha Yogi. He was possessed by a Hatha Yogi because he ran away during war. You see, what happened that he was captured. And then somehow or other he escaped. While coming, he went to some Arya Samaj burning house or some place where whatever it is. There some Hatha Yogi caught hold of him. So when he came, he had those Hatha Yogis on him. So he used to do all kinds of things. His wife said, I'm so much worried, mother. He's all the time. He said, I've never been to Hatha Yoga. I've never done Hatha Yoga, mother. I'm telling you, I just do it automatically. Then he started vomiting blood. There was such a problem. His name is Mr. Rao. He was vomiting blood, doing all kinds of things. It took about 1 year for us to get rid of that Hatha Yogi. He said, what am I to do? Should I put myself in some frame? I suddenly go into that. So the body gets used to a thing, and then when it becomes jada, it goes to the left side more, and some badha from the jada Shakti can capture it. Once it captures you, again you get it. Like saying some mantra. For example, people they said there is a mantra, somebody saying that mantra is there. Alright. No, you don't have to say that mantra. Stop it. They cannot. Because a habit is nothing but the slavery of the matter. Matter gives you the habits. And once you get the habit from the matter, then it is not easy to get out till you raise your kundalini. It's a vicious circle. Because you cannot get rid of your habits, your kundalini cannot rise. So as far as possible, you should try to keep your attention in the center and say, I am not going to do anything, give up everything. I mean, you tell them not to fast, still they'll fast. No, mother, one day I must fast. You fast, all right, but not in the name of God. Every day they do the same thing. So first you neutralize yourself. You are not forgetting God, you are not insulting anybody, nothing. The Guru especially. See, look at this man yesterday. What happened to him? How went terrible he was. And today he is not. But main thing one should understand that if we have to grow, we have to be without any thought. And whatever we were doing before coming to Sahaja Yoga gives us a thought. Like if they are Christians, they'll talk about Christ all the time. Baba, just now forget Christ, I am sitting before you. Now where is Christ? I am sitting before you. Where is Rama? Where is Krishna? Like Venugopalan said, you see, I don't know anyone. I only know my mother. She's given me realization. Now, if you want to talk about others, I'll believe it because mother says that true. But otherwise I don't know them. Now I know only my mother. She's given me realization. But this is the trouble to stand in the present. Always we did that. When Rama was here, we used to talk about somebody else, Parashurama. Then when Krishna came, they used to talk about Rama. Now when I have come, you are talking about Krishna. Where is he? But Sahaja Yogis must understand. Now to neutralize all these things, you give up everything. The first and foremost thing you have to do is to establish your meditation in a nirakar manner within yourself. For that, all these akaras in your head should be given. I am a sakar, but a living body before you. I am not a dead body. Alright? My photograph is also of a living body. None of these incarnations had a chance of getting a photograph done. Even their photographs, even their murtis, everything, what they are doing, they are making a business out of it. They'll make out of plastic, they'll make out of something like lead or something dirty, filthy stuff, sell it for 2 rupees, 3 rupees. Now this Kashika Ganda is very common. Horrible that one is. All these Brahmins in Kashi Vishweshwara are Romans. Do you know, most of the Brahmins who are on our temples are Romans. They came from Rome when they were defeated, all these soldiers, and came and settled down in Maharashtra and Goa, that part, Konkan. They became Kokonastas. And then they were, because they were healthy people and all that, they came and they thought that the Hindu religion was good, so they said, all right, we become Kokonasta Brahmins. They started practicing Hindu religion, rituals and all that. Because they were very meticulous, they did it well. You must have noticed that sometimes the foreign Sahajogis are better than the Indian Sahajogis. They are meticulous and they put everything properly, they understand, you see, reason it out. So, Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya thought these are very sensible people, they do everything nicely, so he put them in different pithas, also he put them. Even in Kashi Vishweshwara, these people reached there. Some of them he did appoint, but some of them reached there because as relations, this, that, they all were there. Now, first generation might have been all right. Second generation, third generation, they came down to their Roman styles. So most of these Brahmins, they all look alike. Whether you go to Kolhapur, you go to, say, Kashi Vishweshwara, you go to Pashupatinath in Nepal, all of them look the same, they are all Kokonastas. Brahmins from there. Namudaripad, of course, I think were taken to Pashupatinath. That's what I heard, that they were taken. But there also I found some Kokonasta city. But maybe some Namudaripad were taken there to do the worship in Nepal of Pashupatinath. All kinds of horrible mantras they were saying. I was looking like that to them, and they were quite worried why this lady is getting angry. Then I went and told them, why don't you say your mantras properly? What is this? This is Shiva's temple. What mantras are you saying? They got a fright of their life, you see. Then they got their books and started to. So they are like that. Thagavidya. Alright? So that's why I say just now, you should stop everything, take to Sahaj method, go deep into it. First achieve your depth in Sahaja Yoga. Then you start going to other places, you will see what is right, what is wrong. How far to go with people, how far to talk to them, how far to do this. Now, the people who are asking questions, anyone, they don't ask questions to Brahmins, no one. He says, Brahmin says, all right, you start fast on Guruvar, all right, Guruvar fast. As if Brahmin is such an authority that whatever he says is correct. He says, all right, you bring your wife, cut her hair, make her go on the ground and put water on her. All right, that's the vow. She does it. Whatever they say, we start doing it. Whatever. And most of the 99.9% things they have told us is wrong. Firstly, they are not realized soul. Secondly, they are not even God-fearing. They have made a business out of it. This is the problem. And the other Brahmins, they do not know about these Brahmins who are there, what they are up to. It's all money-making proposition. If you go into details and see it, you will find that they are taking money from everyone, whether it's a Brahmin, non-Brahmin, anyone. They are the best business people, sitting down there making nice business. We cannot make business of God, that you know in Saju. So now from outside you have to go inside, from the gross to the subtle. To going to the subtle is only possible if your Kundalini rises. So first of all finish the gross, whatever it is. Don't go to the gross things. Now come to the, then you must meditate. You have to meditate. Once you meditate, what happens? That your Kundalini rises. It rises because from my photograph you get vibrations. So it rises. But help the Kundalini to rise. But if you do not know how to do your meditation properly, it won't work out. So you have to cleanse yourself in your house, morning and evening. And must meet in the collective. If you don't meet in the collective, also you will get it back. I know of so many cases, I cured them, they were all right. They are being at home, again they get into trouble. You must come to the collective. You must meet everyone. It is not, you are just sitting down here, all right, I am doing it in the house, I will not go. This is all a kind of an escape. And remember that escape from God, is it a good thing? Why should we escape God? We should be all the time nearer God, in His presence, enjoying it. So the collectivity is very important, but many people cannot become collective. I have seen that. It's very difficult for them. And so many so-called rich and all this kind of people who come to me, big position, this, that, they come to me. And they get cured, this thing. Again next year they are back on the seat. I said, why? What happened? I cured you. Now I have another trouble. So every year am I supposed to cure them? I said, am I supposed to cure you every year? The way you are having your troubles all the time? No. You cannot tell them that you have to meditate and you have to grow big. Your position, your money will be all left here. What will go to God is your realized soul. That is going to have an entry in God's realm. Nothing else going to go there. So remember that you have to enter into the kingdom of God with a realized soul, nothing else. If you remember that, then you will know that first and foremost thing is that our growth must take place. Now the growth of these roots which are in our head takes place only when we nourish it with Kundalini. To nourish it with the Kundalini must rise. For the Kundalini to rise well, we must practice rising of the Kundalini and opening of the chakras. Also in the collective, when we are there, this expands with the help of others. Because we are one collective being. That is who? Virat. Who is Virat? Is the brain. In the Virata's body, the brain is the Virat, heart is Sadashiva, and the liver is Brahmadev, or Hiranyagarbha. He is the Hiranyagarbha. So we have got, in the head we have got Virat, we have got Sadashiva, and we have got Hiranyagarbha. Now that is reflected in you. So you have got in your brain Shri Krishna as Virat, you've got Shiva in your heart, and you have got in your liver Brahmadeva. This is what it is. So when it is all within ourselves, why should we bother about other people? Alright? So this is what one should remember. And Sahaja is not meant for people who are frivolous. It's not meant. It's not meant for people whose heart is not clean. It's not meant for people who just are selfish. Those who give to others only will rise. Before asking questions, you ask one question to yourself, what have I done about Sahaja? How many people I have given realization to? If you have the light, you have to give the light. That's the point. And this is where we miss many a times, we don't understand. Then only we can form a group which is integrated, which is one with God. That group is going to help us. Nothing else. You will find it difficult for Sahaja to grow, naturally, because you have to become something. Sahaja is not that I give you a certificate, now you are a par, you are a Sahaja. No, if there is no certificate, no membership, nothing. You become means inside you become with Antar Yoga. So this Antar Yoga must be achieved. And to achieve that, you cannot do any ritual, nothing. You just do meditation properly at home and then you go to the center. Now in the center, of course, they have got records, they call my tapes, you can listen to them. Every time you listen to one tape, you will find new things. It's a very different style of a tape. So now if you listen to one tape, you write it down, what you have seen. You listen to another tape, you write it down, what you have seen. Then manana on that. Think about it, what mother has said it. Now many people then come and say, oh, mother has said so. Don't say, never use that. Mother has said so, like Sanjay watch. No. You practice it in your own life. To tell others, people are very good. I have seen this very common. Mother said so. I may never have said it. Mother said so. You see, that should not be so. Mother says so. What do you say is the point? What do you have to say is the point? What have you experienced is the point. What is your experience? So all these things can be corrected if you try to understand Sahaja in its all perspective, that it is nothing but the inner growth of our roots that is achieved through the ascent of the Kundalini. Now, there is nothing to give up also. Like that, if I said it, don't do these rituals and all that, that's different. But you don't have to give up, like you give up your family, you give up your studies, you give up your, jobs, nothing. That's all right. That you have to keep. And such people who talk, oh, I don't feel like now doing job, means they are not Sajogis. You have to be more dynamic, enthusiastic, much more. It never happens, I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like, then it's not good. Slowly, slowly you should find your health improves. If your health doesn't improve, there's something wrong. Then you find your temper goes down, you become very normal person, your body becomes soft, not hard. See, komalangi, you become komal in the body, hands become komal, your talk becomes soft, your behavior becomes softer. Like some people, you see, we are talking like this, like then they become, their hands start moving in a softer way, not artificially, but really they become softer people. In their everything they become sweet and very magnetic. The whole thing works out in case you know that you have to improve in every way. So this behavior outward, which is gross, improves. Secondly, your interest in gross things goes away. You're not bothered about your gross things so much. Your priorities change completely, entirely your priorities change. And of course, as I told you, mentally, physically, you feel very much at peace with yourself. No problem on that part. All decisions, everything, major decisions you can take with vibrations. There's nothing to worry. You have to use Sahaja Yoga for something nobler. Like some people try to see vibrations for every small thing. Should I use this spoon or this spoon? See the vibration. So you should not be childish. You have to be dignified about it. It's God's power. Immediately if there's a bad spoon you don't like it, you'll throw it away. So don't have to see vibrations for this and vibrations for that. This is, Mother, you please vibrate this. You can vibrate everything. You have powers now to vibrate everything, to raise Kundalini, to do everything. So I would request you to keep to this proper understanding of Sahaja Yoga and establish a very powerful Sahaja Yoga center here. It will be a very, very nice thing if you can do that. Beautiful. See, that photograph was taken in Dharamshala. This is taken here. Just imagine, in Dharamshala and in Madras. That's the best part.
It's this one up here, here it is, right?
Yes, this is the one in Dharamshala. On those feet. And this is the one here in Madras. So imagine from there, from Himalaya to Madras. Quite a long distance it has covered.
Next time it will be Kashi to Kanyakumari.
So, yeah, Prasanna Vadanam. All kinds of mudras are there. This is the one they worship me because there are seven temples. Jalamukhi, Naina Devi, Shanno Devi, Vaishno Devi, all 7 of them are there. And I mean that's the 7 parts of the sati that fell down. See, so this is something very great because they worship me really as Mother Goddess. They put all the Trishula in my hand, everything, these villagers. Like Kamakhya, we've got Kamakhya, Vindhyachal we have got one. See? Like that. These 7 of them are in this area, around that. 7.
Honorable Minister Sahab, honorable guests, respected teachers, staff, and dear students. It is very heartening to see students taking up the cause of peace. When we were students, we had to fight the British. We could not think of peace at that time. We had to become free. And people sacrificed so much for the cause of freedom. But today, for the cause of peace, people must know they have to sacrifice. Why human beings, after being evolved to this state, when they are so developed, the more developed they are, the more dangerous they become? Why, when we are so highly advanced, there is such a difference between our own kith and kin? What has gone wrong with our development? That's what we have to first see, to the roots, to the basic cause why there is no peace in the world today. Actually, we are not at peace with ourselves. Our physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, and the spiritual body are not integrated at all. There is no peace within. How can we have peace without? Sir, with all due respect to United Nations, my husband is a secretary, one of the Secretary Generals of United Nations. I feel the members of United Nations also should seek their peace within. That's very important. And the nations who support them also should try that. What we need today is a transformation of human beings. I would like to quote something what Shri Krishna said thousands of years back. That the human awareness, the Chaitana, grows downwards, and the roots of this Chaitana or the awareness is in the brain. So when we started growing in this advancement, we started moving from a pedestal downward. In our Sahaja Yoga, we consider 3 chakras as the lower chakras, the centers. One is the Nabhi chakra, where a person starts seeking food, shelter, all these life's necessities. Either he can go upward or he can go downward. At this point, the essence of the center is what we call swaha, meaning the consumption. So all those people who started developing, started consuming, countries after countries. Thank God Columbus lost his way. Otherwise none of us would have been here. And then the same countries went to the second chakra, which we call as Swadhisthana. At that point, they started entering into the space. That is Bhurva, Antariksha. Into the space they went, tried to find out what is on the moon, what is on the Jupiter. Why not find out what is within ourselves instead of going outward? Now I heard to my great joy that Narayikar has found out that there is energy as well as intelligence in those realms of the universe, where all the stars move with certain speed and understanding. But still this you are learning from outside. Now the third awareness has grown into the Mooladhara, in the other way round. I mean the same centers when ascending gives you another aspect. And so the attention went to this horrid thing called sex. And in the West, people have become nothing but sex points. I've seen it everywhere, that just filth exists. With this movement, what do you expect people to be? They have to be violent. If you make them worse than animals, what will happen? They have to be cruel, despotic. And after this, the next step is hell. Nagasaki or anything that I have seen myself gives you a shock for a while, but human nature is such that it can overcome all these shocks, can go ahead with its adhogati, is downward movement. So how to go upward? How to go to the roots? I would say in all these advanced sciences, in these universities, what you learn is the knowledge of the tree. We have to know the knowledge of the roots. And for that, we have to become subtler beings. With this gross mind, you cannot reach there. We have to know that all the great saints and incarnations and prophets have said that you are to be born again. Muhammad Sahib has clearly said, at the time of resurrection, your hands will speak. He said that you have to become Peer. And I am very happy to know, sir, that your name is Nabi, and you know the meaning of Nabi. So you have to become a Nabi. You have to become a Peer. Christ has said you are to be born again. In this country, everywhere, in every place, wherever there have been saints, they said you are to be born again. Even a Brahmin is not a Brahmin unless and until he is born again. Grihi jayate, the one who is born again. So we have false certificates. I am born again. There are people who just certify themselves, oh, I am born again. This is the other problem of human beings, that we have a conviction and a concept and an ideology and the issue for which we fight. But the absolute we cannot reach unless and until we ascend. This is the last breakthrough one has to achieve, where you have to become the spirit. And the spirit has the nature that it is collectively conscious. You don't have to tell that we are brothers and sisters. We become part and parcel of the whole. We become part and parcel of Akbar, of Virat. That we become on our central nervous system, not a mental conception. We fight with mental conceptions and ideologies. I've been to democratic countries, communist countries, socialist countries, all types. You have seen how Hitler was. He came out with a concept and he tried to ruin the Jews. Now the Jews have taken over. I hope the Muslims don't take over from them. It's like a derailment. The violence moves from one to another. The reason is the ascent has to be achieved. The movement is the other way around. I understand the science and the scientists have done great advancement in one direction. But the ones who have done this on the other direction of the roots, why not we see to them and listen to them and pay some attention to it? These outside conceptions and outside organizations and outside understanding can never cure or eradicate the roots of violence within us. For that, you have to become the spirit. My mission works on a subtler plane where I work for people that they should become the spirit. Spirit, which is absolute. When you become the spirit, you become collectively conscious, as Jung has said it. Jung has clearly said that you have to become collectively conscious. And that's how you become on your central nervous system. You know what's wrong with you, you know what's wrong with others. Automatically you get cured of your mental, physical, emotional problems. Also your material problems get solved. As Shri Krishna has said, Yoga Kshema Vahamyam. I will look after your well-being when you get your yoga. Now the yoga doesn't mean standing on your head. It means the Kundalini, the power that is within us, which is of pure desire, should rise and should meet the divine, the all-pervading power which is doing all the living work. This happens and has happened to thousands. I'm working now in about 16 countries. And I find that whatever may be the conditions, whatever may be the styles of that country, it works. But this country of mine is so great, not in the cities so much, but in the villages. In thousands, they become that. They have given up all their bad habits, they have become like Shahnshah or Badshah. They have no habits, nothing can dominate them. They have no violence in their mind, but only the love. The love that is so powerful. Love of God, which is all pervading. It is easy to say there is no God without seeing Him, without knowing Him, without feeling it. But why not try also this? All this living work that He does, these flowers He creates, out of the flowers He makes the fruits, is done by one power, that is the power of God, of His love. We have never used the power of love. We have used the power of hatred so far. Let us use the power of love and see how it works. It transforms human beings. Overnight people can change. It looks miraculous and fantastic, but you are fantastic. You have come out of amoeba stage to this stage for a particular purpose. Like supposing you take a television set to a villager, he will say, what is this? And if you say it has got all the power to show you all kinds of pictures, he won't believe you. But if you put it to the mains, it starts working, and then you see how fantastic it is. In the same way, you receive that glory, that greatness, those powers that are within you as soon as you get connected. And it is spontaneous. You cannot pay for it. Those people who take money in the name of God and all that have ruined the name of God and religion and everything. You cannot pay for it, you cannot force for it. It is so spontaneous because it's a living process of a living energy, of living God's living love. I hope the modern students who are today in a great confusion, this is Ghor Kali Yuga as they say, at this time is important to keep your feet on your grounds and see to it that you can achieve it much faster than anybody else. Try and get to it. It's so simple, it's so easy. Only you have to pay your attention to it. We have now some people from my children from abroad, and their ideas and their attitude and the whole thing is so much changed, you can make them out from their faces. The whole face glows. I must thank, we are so fortunate to have such a Prime Minister. I value him very much because he himself is a realized soul. Perhaps he does not know. If I ever happen to meet him, I'll tell him about his own powers, and yours too, sir. This is what one has to know. What am I? Once you know what you are, you can assert yourself and you can know how to manage it. Even if you have the power, if you have the electricity, you don't know how to use it, how will you manage? You have to just know, the know-how. And then you don't have to have any computers. You are the computer. As it is, nobody can create a computer like a human being. But then you become such a computer that you know everything about everyone. This is what it is. It is fantastic, no doubt. And you are fantastic. I'm sure you realize your own worth and respect your own self and get to your spirit. May God bless you all.
हम हम सभी मिलकर श्री माता जी की आरती करेंगे।
सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, जग में संकट कारण कितने लिए अवतार, माँ कितने लिए अवतार, विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा, तू गंगा यमुना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको, माँ सुख ही मिला उसको, बैठ के दिल में हो माँ, बैठ के दिल में हो माँ, लौट के ना जाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, जय निर्मल माता जी, जय देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा, माँ कर दिया उजियारा। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना। माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना। माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधुर संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधुर संगीत सुन लो। होए सके जो सेवा, होए सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की